the 21st century. Hard-working people working hard for you and me. Moving higher, time and time again. Through the years you'll find us here. Moving higher.
Hello and welcome to Moving Iron Podcast. This edition of Moving Iron Podcast is brought to you by Arrow, a simple, powerful CRM to use for salespeople. I have Charles Anderson here with me again, and Charles is kind enough to come back on here to talk about what's going on with Arrow. And today, Charles and I are kind of going to go through what Arrow is and what it looks like and how we use it. And I'm really excited about this program. I think to me, it's one of these programs that come along and really change the way we do business. And I think when I look at this, I see some real ease of interaction with salespeople and capturing information. So Charles, how you been and what's going on with Arrow these days?
Man, it's good to be back. It's been fascinating. We rolled out a major update to our platform a few months ago, and things have really started to unlock in a very exciting way. I think something that has been frustrating, but also enlightening for us is we found that Arrow requires people to think differently about a CRM. And in some ways that's really good. In some ways that's really, really frustrating.
Yeah.
Because I think Salesforce has trained all of us to think in this very straight line, leads, contacts, accounts, opportunity way. And what we're trying to do with Arrow is untrain that and say, you don't have to hate a CRM anymore. You can actually get excited about using your CRM. It can actually be a tool that helps you make money, not a tool that helps your managers manage you. And so I think that you asked a kind of a heavy question, which is how's it been? It's been really exciting, and we've been learning that it requires us to kind of slow down, to give people time to think differently about how good CRMs can be. And that's been frustrating for me, but also I've learned a lot over the last couple of months.
Yeah. No, I think I've been watching the progression here and following you guys on social media and what you see happening. I just think that what you guys are offering right now is something that it's just that much different that folks are going to look at this and be like, it can't be that simple.
Yeah.
There's got to be a catch someplace in here somewhere,
Yes.
And
we were on a demo call with a really good sized deer dealer, and it was an hour-long demo. We went through the entire platform. I won't say the name of the dealer, of course. And at the end of the demo, the person on the other end of the call, not the president CEO, but someone in the marketing department actually said, well, where are the opportunities at? And we're like, oh no. If that's the question you asked, we completely missed with how we explained it, because what is an opportunity is the question that we ask back. Mm-hmm. And when you ask, well, what is an opportunity? The way that you answer that question, usually it's a thing that Salesforce taught us to think about. It's not a deal and it's not a customer.
Right.
And so we don't have opportunities. We have deals and we have customers, and we don't think opportunities are even a thing. So yes, it is that simple, and it hurts your brain. But if you stick with the question a little bit longer, it's solvable.
Yep. No, I think from the sales guy in me, when I look at this, when I was a sales guy, I nothing I hated more than taking time to log a call and all that extra stuff you had to do. And even though it helped me do what I needed to do, but it was just that extra step of extra. And all this time, if all this paperwork went away, I could sell more stuff, which I don't know if that's true or not. But at the end of the day, I am going to be as what's that old saying, garbage in, garbage out type of deal. I put in just the minimum amount of information that you need me to put in there, right? I checked the box I needed to check. I put the person's name in and what they're looking for. And I didn't really elaborate on anything else. And I don't know that I'm outside the norm there when it comes to most sales guys. I don't know too many sales guys that are going to write a novel about, what they see happen with that customer. And because most of that stuff is going to they have it in their head and they're going to just kind of run with it and go. What I like about what we have, what you guys are showing here in Arrow is literally, if you can use Instagram or Facebook or Twitter,
yes,
it's that simple. There's nothing more to it. It's that easy to do that. And well, let's just jump into this. I think when you see this demo and how things are working and what we have going on here with Arrow, it's going to be, you're going to see it. You're going to, there's no way. There's something's missing. They're not showing me. And it's not that way.
So, okay, so I just started sharing my screen here. And I think what we do is we break this up into smaller chunks, if you're okay with that.
Sure.
And we can do as many of these, call it short clips as we can to be helpful, but I don't want to cover too much too fast. I'd rather go a little bit slow. And so the one thing that I really want to walk everyone through in just a few minutes here is how easy it is to figure out, what do you have available in inventory? That's a hot button question right now. What can I sell? And how quickly can you get that information into the hands of your customer without doing any data entry?
Right.
So there's probably 500 more things I want to show, but I think if we just focus on that, I think that'd probably be pretty helpful for everyone. Do you agree?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's a great way to start.
So what you're looking at here is I just logged in to Arrow, and this is me as a sales user. And the first thing that I see is the things that are coming in available for me to send to my customers. And I can filter, I can actually organize it by the products that I'm most excited about, what's available, what's sold, what's coming in off of a trade. But instead of another email that's going to talk about things that I might forget, I might have to flag it. I can filter by color. So we're going to go to green and yellow here for a minute. And I can ask questions. I can comment. You can see comments here. I can like a comment. I can tag and bookmark something that's coming through the feed. And so in the same way that when you're playing on Facebook and playing on Twitter, playing on Instagram, you're scrolling through what came in yesterday that I can possibly send to a customer. It's the same experience that we love the idea of big pictures. We love the idea of making it really easy and intuitive to get to the details of the machine. And then last step, love making it super simple to take that information and get into the hands of your customer. So what you watched me do right there is I searched, I found a very specific machine. I could search by location, I can search by price, I can search by hours, and I have an option. Well, how does my information want to be received by my customer? Do I email with this customer? Do I text with them? Do they follow me on social media? I know a lot of your colleagues are on Twitter. Almost everyone's on Facebook, whether or not we want to admit it, we all are.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
We have some international customers that are big on WhatsApp. Do you want to send it through WhatsApp? You're selling a piece of equipment overseas and you want to communicate over WhatsApp as well. And so because I think it's interesting here, I'm actually going to share it through text message, and you're my customer and here you just popped up. So what's something that you might say to yourself if you were trying to convince yourself to buy this asset here?
Good, clean, low-hour unit, one owner. Looks like tires are good and ready to go to
One
work.
owner. Tires look good, and you said ready to go to work.
Ready to go to work. Yeah.
Ready to go to work. Just buy it right now. Shut up. Which obviously we would never say that to a customer, but
you don't know. You don't know.
maybe. Okay, so the one thing we wanted to demonstrate was how easy it was to search my inventory and get that into the hands of a customer. So now, great, I got to figure out, what did I send that customer? Because you call me back tomorrow and you say, all right, Charles, I'm ready to move forward. I want to buy that. I want to buy that asset. Well, if you're like most salespeople, or if you're like me, you've got no clue what you sent Charles. You completely forgot, because you're sitting there firing, just like you fire off messages and liking things on social media, you're firing off messages left and right. So what you just saw me do, I'll do that again. I'm back to the home page here. I clicked on my customers. I clicked on your name. And I clicked on, what did I send to you? What did I share with you? And here I see everything. Oh, I know you didn't even look at the text message yet.
That's
Whatever. It's coming.
It's got to get across.
So It's gonna cost, yeah. Oh, it's gotta get from California. You said you're in Omaha right now.
Yeah.
And so what I can tell here is exactly what I sent to you when I sent it to you, and whether or not you looked at it, which you clearly have not. So where I want to go from here is I want to have a conversation with you. So I'm going to go back to you as my customer. I'm going to click on this little button right here. Ah, what's up? So now you and I are texting back and forth. And so just like that, I'm engaged with you. I'm texting a link to you. I'm paying attention to what I shared with you. And next time, I don't want to get into it today, but next time we'll get into what's called deal mode. And I can show you how you can actually go from texting you a link to a machine and getting that right into creating a transaction, which again, just want to give you a preview on that. We'll come back into that later because that's a whole nother topic. But let me pause for a second and see, do you have any questions on just that? Just I've been looking for. Nice. Send me money.
I'll pay retail plus 10 for that. That's great. So
Exactly. Is that helpful? Is that clear? Any questions before we go on to the
no, it's real simple, seamless, man. I had a simple conversation. I picked one piece of equipment, shared it with my customer, and depending on the medium that they wanted us to use, I've got it to them in a matter of seconds and not hours.
Perfect. No data entry.
Yeah.
You didn't do any heavy lifting.
Nothing.
If you can play on your phone and you can do it on social media, and it might be good to switch over to the mobile here, and I can show you how that exact experience looks on the phone if you'd like me to do that.
Sure. Yeah, let's see it. I think that's the most important part of this too, is that how much business actually gets done on the phone, on your phone nowadays. Not even a tablet anymore, but I mean the amount of text messages that I go back and forth with, and trying to get the information to the guy and those kind of things. Having an easy mobile version of that would work out well.
100%. I'm just getting my phone connected here. Give me a second. All right, good.
Yep.
All right, there we go. Perfect. Okay. So what I want to do now, Casey, is show you what it feels like to log in from mobile. And the short answer is, when we first started thinking about how should we create Arrow, we really thought hard about where the market's going, not where the market is. And what we found is that unlike 5 years ago, where I'd say half, if not most people had smartphones, I'd say today, just about everybody has a smartphone. Maybe 90% plus have smartphones. If not having smartphones, someone in the family at the ranch has a smartphone.
Exactly.
And so we started from that perspective, is how do we make it very easy to close the deal over your phone? And let's work backwards from there. You're a salesperson who's probably on the road, probably in the field, probably in the truck, probably not sitting behind a desk. How do you make it easy for them to interact with the customer? And so just like I showed you a few minutes ago, we're not going to cover this today, but with one click of a button, you can go right to a new deal, a new lead, a new customer. But what I want to show you is, again, how fast and how easy it is for you to click, share an asset. So you got your feed that came in yesterday, all your available trades that came in yesterday, all of your early order programs that are now available, all of your new and your used right here in your feed. You can actually tag a customer, make a comment, more on that coming in the future. But most importantly, I want to send you.
Hold on, I got a question. You say tag
Yes.
a customer. What do you mean by that? So I can go like at Charles Anderson. You should take a look at this.
So yes and no.
Okay.
The way that we think about tagging a customer is, I think you're going to like this machine, or let's say wish list, easy way to think about it.
Okay.
You called me and you want something that I don't have available for you right now.
Okay.
But I want to send you reminders, and I want to be reminded myself when something does become available.
Gotcha.
So let's say you and I have a conversation and you're like, oh, I'm not really in the market right now, but I might be in 3 months. You can either right now create a note inside the system that you may or may not ever go back and read, or you can click here, tag a customer, and you're done. And just like that, whenever that machine becomes available, you're going to get an alert as the customer. The salesperson is going to get an alert, and you can decide what you want to do next. So no more funny data entry, no more yellow notepad that, oh yeah, Casey called me and said he wanted this machine, and I have to remember to call him whenever it comes back. That is hard to do.
Wow.
It's possible. It's really hard.
That's awesome right there. That's a huge deal. I don't know how many times I personally have, knowing that Charles Anderson's looking for a whatever, and totally forgot to call you about it because it was 3 months later. And by the time I realized that, oh yeah, he was looking for that 772 GP motor grader. I mean, if I could, oh, it's already sold. Dang it! That'd have been awesome if I'd have known that. You know. So yeah, that's awesome.
And,
It's a huge tool right there.
and what you can do is, you asked me about adding somebody. You could at your manager, you can add someone else, you can add your team, you can add whoever you want. You can say, this one is sold, I have a buyer. Or you could ask a question about that machine, or you could basically dig in to get a lot more details. And this is where you can go into all the images. So again, I want to try to keep this initial demo pretty simple and straightforward, because we can get lost in the details. There's so much that the system does. But if your goal is, I tagged Casey, the 772 became available, now I want to get it in front of him as fast as possible. I'm going to use text again because I like texting more than emailing, but I could send it through Twitter, send it through Facebook, send it through LinkedIn, send it through WhatsApp. I could email it, or I could message it. I'm gonna send this to you again, Casey.
Okay.
Check it out. Just buy it. Don't ask questions. You're welcome. I'm sure that's how you speak.
Very much so. Yeah.
And again, let's pull up your profile. I need to search all customers because you're not assigned to me, which is good for making sure that people can't share with each other's customers. And remember, we shared a machine with you a few minutes ago, and we'll get into this next time. But if I wanted to go right into deal mode, I can do that from here, where it says create deal mode, which that is the closing of the transaction. But for now, we're just talking about communicating, getting the details ironed out, making sure that the customer is excited about it, or going right into a chat conversation together. So what this tells me here is, this is what I sent you. This is the price that was on it when I sent it to you. This is the estimated margin on that machine. And I sent it to you via text message on today's date.
Awesome.
What do you think?
I think that's an amazing, simple way to communicate with customers. And he quoted me 2 pieces of equipment in whatever it was, a couple minutes here. So it's been a very it's a simple way to do it. I mean, and again, how many customers tell me, like, just text me, don't call me, just text me the information, and I can get back to you when I have a minute. And I think that by itself is a huge part of that. You know, like, I just got this here on my phone, you know, and I opened up your text message and clicked on the hyperlink that was in the text message, and boom, there it is. I can go over the overview, look at the description. I see year, make, model, how many hours are on it. I see all your contact information. I mean, it's all right there. It's pretty simple thing to use.
So this is what you're looking at on your screen. This is me
Mhm.
as the salesperson using Arrow, and this is what I just texted you. And just for everyone else's benefit, this is what you as the customer received.
Right.
The customer never downloads an app. They never have to do anything other than what they normally do, which is receive a text message, click on a link. They can request a callback. They can like it. They can hate it. They can say not quite right, and they can tell you what they're actually looking for. And all that information pushes back into Arrow. So no data entry. We can have a text conversation just like this, texting with you here. And all of this is logged under your information. And again, I can get rid of the chat. So there's a lot more we can do in there. Again, I want to try to keep this super simple and just focus on, how do I search my available inventory? How do I search my available early order programs and new machines? How do I get that in the hands of my customer without requiring them to download an app? How do I communicate with them in the way that they want to communicate with me? And how do I do it without any data entry? So as I
That's
said in the
the key
beginning of the
thing.
conversation,
That's the key thing. No data
no
entry.
freaking data entry.
Yeah.
Why? You shouldn't be doing data entry.
Right.
The software should be making your life better.
Yeah.
No salesperson ever had a great month because they killed it at data entry.
Exactly.
Show me how much money you make because you were world class at entering in notes. It doesn't happen.
Right.
It doesn't happen.
Exactly right. Yep.
We can do all that stuff. You can enter notes. You can use the voice dictation where you can speak notes, and so you can do all of that. We can go through that demo later. But my point is, goal number one: make it really easy for the salesperson to use to close more deals. Everything else is just cherry on top.
The nice thing about this, and not to belabor this point here, but the nice thing about this whole thing right here is all the notes that I need to have are in those text communications that I've had with that customer. Everything I need to have right there. It's there forever. I mean, I can go back and check that text, back and forth with my customer and see all that information there. And I don't need to write in everything that he told me that he wanted to do. I can just go look it up.
I can add notes here too if you want. If you really want to add notes, you can do that. If you really want to voice in notes, you can do that too. I don't think that that's necessary because just like you said, what you really care about is the texting part of it, which is all logged in right here.
Yep.
So it's right there. But yes, if you want to use Arrow to do things the way you're currently doing it, that's also an option too. If you're killing it and you just need software to help you out a little bit, more power to you. God bless you.
Help salespeople sell more stuff. That's
freaking A. Like this, that's just get that right. If we just get that right, we just make your life a little bit better by giving you a tool that you will actually use. That's success. I think you asked me that in our last question. What's success look like? Make your life a little bit better every single day.
right.
With software.
That's this does it too. So man, I'm as you can tell, I'm pretty excited about it. So I think you have a great tool here.
Very cool. Well, I'm honored for the opportunity to kind of tell our story. Happy to do as many of these tutorials as possible. Also, we're going to be hosting Arrow Games for forward-thinking individuals that want to come out and spend a fun weekend in San Antonio at the end of October, early November. We'll be releasing information on that in just a couple of days here. But it's really just an opportunity to connect, to talk about technology, and then also to have fun competing. Most heavy equipment salespeople are pretty competitive at their heart, and we don't have the bodies we used to run in the full field, but we can play beer pong with the best of them.
Yeah. I think there's a good opportunity to get together, and also the great networking side of that too, and how people are, what's going on out in the environment as well. It's great. It's a great thing to do with those things as well. So I'll tell you what, Charles, love what you guys are doing over at Arrow. Glad you guys are partnering with Moving Iron Podcast to move forward here. And like I said, I only like to bring people into this onto my podcast that I feel like are going to bring something to the community. And I really, like I said a million times here, I think what you guys have is so easy and so different that it's definitely going to help salespeople sell more stuff. And that's our job, and that's what we're trying to do. So congratulations.
Love that. Oh, I love that. Thank you. Well, looking forward to being at your event in a couple months here. I guess like a month.
Yeah.
And being together in person. Now that that's allowed again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy that they're talking about the things they're talking about now about trying to go backwards on some of the stuff. But I think the world's ready to get back together and go out and see some faces and network again. Humans are social people, and we don't want to not be able to do that. So looking forward to that, Charles. And I think we got a great opportunity here to show the world what you're doing there at Arrow. And like I said, I'm excited about it. And any closing thoughts you want to throw out there before we shut this down?
I just want to say it again and again and again that Arrow is built for the user to use it. We want our customers to be excited about using software. Yeah. We think it's possible. It happens in the rest of your life. It happens when you use social media. Why can't it happen at work? Exactly. We think it's possible. It just requires a different way to think.
Right on. Well, Charles, what's the best way to get a hold of you and the folks there at Arrow to talk about the products you have?
So 2 ways. I'm going to put out my phone number so people can call or text me directly. We'll put you in touch with someone on the team. It's 619-957-4748. Call me directly, 619-957-4748, or email me, charles@heyarrow.com. Charles@heyarrow.com. If you have an idea or something we should build, I would love to hear from you. We love learning from our customers. Or just want to talk about your business model and your business problems and ways that software could potentially help you. Maybe have an idea. Those are fun conversations too. So looking forward to speaking with each of you.
Right on. We'll reach out to Charles and his group over there at Arrow and take a look at this program. If worst case scenario, just get a demo. And I promise once you take a look at that demo, you're going to be pleasantly surprised as to what they have to offer and go from there. And the great thing about Arrow too, it's a month-to-month contract. You're not signing some
Correct.
multiple year contract on something that you may or may not end up fully utilizing or liking as time goes on. So Charles has got to work every day. His team got to work hard every day to make sure to keep your business. So it's a short-term contract for sure. So
simple,
Charles,
every month.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Charles, I appreciate you being on the podcast.
Thanks, Casey. Thanks, Tim, for the opportunity.
I'm Casey Seymour with Moving Iron Podcast. Make sure you check me out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. That's where you're going to find the latest editions of the Moving Iron Podcast, as well as MovingIronLLC.com. That's where you're going to find all the total library of blogs and podcasts and those kind of things. So with that, I'm Casey Seymour with Charles Anderson. Let's move some iron, folks. Out.
Moving iron in the 21st century. Hard work.